Oh, so she's a little bit nervous again, so I'm going to try to take the pressure off of her. And we'll start with her again. Hi. And I'm going to make this point a couple times today, and you'll see it in the notes. It doesn't go perfect the first time. And we get kind of stressed when it doesn't go perfect. So it's important as a trainer to remember that, like, I'm going to spend the next hour here. This is all I'm doing. I don't have another agenda. So if I have to spend 45 minutes of it doing one thing, I'll spend 45 minutes of it doing one thing. What I want to talk about is what gets in the way of us training our dog. And I would propose that what gets in the way of us training our dog is that we have a neural pathway system in our brain, very similar to our dog. And over time, we have built up and conditioned ourselves to do certain behaviors with our dog, which kind of get in the way of training. Have you ever had a very intense interaction at, let's say, work or home, and then you leave and you drive, let's say it's at work, and you have a very busy day at work, a lot of stuff's going on, a lot of things that you're thinking about, and you leave work and you drive home, and you pull into your driveway and you think to yourself, I don't remember driving here. Our brains try to simplify our life by connecting neural pathways on regular repetitive actions. Eating a bowl of cereal. When you were little, it was really hard to get the spoon to your mouth. Over time, now you don't think about that, that just happens because your brain has neurons that are firing together and wiring together, creating pathways to help you do simple things, because as humans, our brain would much rather be focused on complex things. We would rather think about things than deal with the day-to-day. So our brain helps us by creating these neural pathways. So when you drove home and ended up at your house, what had happened was you left the office and you were thinking so intently about a situation, you just let the neural pathways take over. You looked over your shoulder, you didn't think about it. You tapped the brake when you saw somebody in front of you, you didn't think about it. You probably changed the radio station. You did all of those, and you navigated. Think about this, you navigated 20 miles from one point to another, and the entire time, consciously, you were never thinking about it. That's a very good example of how our neural pathways work. So now let's apply that to your dog. Your dog has a couple neural pathways that you're probably already familiar with. Pulling you on the leash. When I get the leash out, my dog's thought process is wiggly, we're gonna run, I'm gonna be free, and that's the neural pathway over time that the dog has developed. And squishing a neural pathway is not an instantaneous deal. For humans, like my wife's work with therapy, sometimes changing a neural pathway is years of work. Right? A destructive pattern of behavior that continues. You don't just stop that one day. I mean, I would assume everybody that's in a destructive pattern is thinking to themselves, I don't want to be here, but I'm here. And it keeps repeating and repeating and repeating. That's what the neural pathway is, and that's what happens when our dogs are misbehaving. But fortunately, we get the positive side of that. And that's, we can train in good neural pathways to replace the bad one. I used to use this example, and I think it's really relevant. If I told you that you had to drive to LAX and pick somebody up at the airport, you would have kind of two thoughts. When and how much do I like this person? And the when part is really more about how long does it's only 60 miles. And if I said we were going at 6 a.m. on Sunday, you'd be like, no big deal, right? Wide open. If I said we're going at 5 p.m. on Friday, not a great thing. Well, I want you to think about your dog's neural pathways like the 6 a.m. freeway. We want to open up wide open neural pathways that are good behaviors, walking under control, listening to me and paying attention, and reinforce those. To do that, we got to squash the old ones, which means we got to do what we practiced last week, which is correction, not paying attention, moving on. The other part of correction and moving on is that with humans, we like to apply pressure and hold pressure on people until they comply, right? We do it in our relationships all the time. My wife and I want something for dinner, she wants something different. all through the day, there might be pressure applied to end up getting In-N-Out Burger because that's what I wanted, right? With our dogs, when they misbehave, we have to apply the pressure instantly in the moment, but then we have to release it. Like, they don't understand what we understand as humans. I understand that in my relationship, sometimes you're just going to keep applying pressure until I change. Dogs don't like that behavior at all. In fact, the longer we put pressure on a dog, the more difficult it is to instill a training in them. So the dog came to the event with a little bit of trepidation. And that's why I sat down, because I noticed when I took the leash that the dog wasn't really that interested. But now, are you very interested? Yes, okay, come on. So we're gonna take her away from mommy. Hi, can you come over here? Hi, Olive. Yes, Olive. Olive. This one's a little bigger, isn't it? Oh, so she's a little bit nervous again, so I'm gonna try to take the pressure off of her, and we'll start with her again. Hi, and I'm gonna make this point a couple times today, and you'll see it in the notes. It doesn't go perfect the first time, and we get kind of stressed when it doesn't go perfect. So it's important as a trainer to remember that, like, I'm gonna spend the next hour here. This is all I'm doing. I don't have another agenda. So if I have to spend 45 minutes of it doing one thing, I'll spend 45 minutes of it doing one thing. Hi, yes, yes. Olive. Yes, good baby, that was so good. That was so good. That was so good. Okay. Look. So I wanted to end on a positive. We got her up there. Yes. Toby, place. Yes. You're eating all my turkey. Toby, place. Yes. Toby, place. Yes. Toby. Hey. Place. Toby. So I got a little bit too comfortable. I thought we were there. Toby, place. Yes. Toby, place. Yes. 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 Wonderful. You're so good. You're so good. So we've had starter, intermediate. All right, Lulu. See if Lulu can be advanced. Lulu. Place. Yes. Lulu. Place. Yes. Okay, so what you see is what you're gonna see, and then you're gonna see, and then you're gonna see. So don't feel bad about what just happened. Has anybody ever trained you to do that before? First time, right? You're gonna do really well at this. That's what you're gonna see at first, then you're gonna see that, and then you're gonna see this. And the difference here is that this dog is giving me full attention.